Thank you very much, Anne, and thank you for the invitation to participate. I think transferring information to the new folks getting into the geosciences or trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives is pretty important. As somebody who is constantly trying to evaluate what they want to do with their lives when they grow up. So I've been invited to discuss careers in the aggregates and mining industry. I try to think of the best way to go about this. And I guess I consider my career to be an arc or a trajectory starting from the very beginning. So I'll take that path with you and also sort of highlight some of the minerals just to be consistent with the Mineralogical Society of America theme, and hopefully this will be helpful to you in your future. So see if I can get it to advance. So we'll start off with the mineral mica, and this is really what it has to do with is my beginning as a geologist. When I first realized that I wanted to be a geologist, I was on a field trip in my senior year of high school, and we were looking at a road cut of a basalt flow in Southern California, much like the one you see in the photo. I asked the question, what about contact metamorphism? And the teacher scratched her head and she said, well, let's go check it out. So we did. And sure enough, there was a little layer of contact metamorphic muscovite mica under there. And it was just blew my mind. And it's been geoscience ever since. So since that day, soon after graduating the University of Nevada, Reno, with a bachelor's and a master's in geology, I ended up down in South America looking at copper. The copper is the main mineral of interest down there in Chile. They're one of the world's largest producers. And so I had fun looking around and learning about new minerals down there. Coming from the university, studying metal ores and their geology was definitely not something that I had studied. So this was a totally new experience, and I had to learn very quickly. It wasn't just the geology, but also the language was difficult, but it was looking at ore geology and geotechnical geology. So I had a number of hats that I wore throughout. And this is just a shot of the mine down in, it's called Collahuasi in northern Chile. And you can see there's volcanoes in the backgrounds. We had llamas and guanacos on our way to work. And I had to learn very quickly. You can see here a dike cutting through a porphyry and the alteration halo around it. So, having some good knowledge of mineralogy and mineral species and series was very helpful in identifying that. And then this last photo on the bottom right, you can see that there's a very sharp change between oxides and sulfides, or an oxidizing environment and a reducing environment, and the different minerals that went along with that. So that was a great challenge, a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do that. From there, I decided to get into environmental geology, and really petroleum is the big one that drives things, among other organic chemicals and constituents, plus other metals and things like that. But my career in environmental geology involved anything from geotechnical work, trying to evaluate the foundation properties for a building, to remediation work, working with underground storage tanks, spills, and as you can see in this photo over here, very significant remediation systems for Superfund sites that one of my companies was involved in at one point. So it was a wide variety of topics, and it seemed like every day or every month there was a new project with a different aspect of geology. One of the other great things that I was able to get involved with are site assessments and compliance auditing. which allowed me to understand some of the regulatory background for a lot of the work that I was doing already. And as you basically, my geology background with my assessment background together made a perfect fit for my next job, which was in the aggregates business. Now, a lot of people think it's just, okay, all you have to do is go and mine rock. That's all it is. But there, as I will explain in just a second, it's a lot more than that. So quarrying is really a mine just for rock. We're not actually trying to extract a particular element or chemical from that. We're just trying to grind it up into smaller pieces and then put it into other products, namely asphalt cement, concrete, and landscaping products. It could be erosion stone for road projects or river restoration, that kind of thing. And then our CRH Americas is also involved in the cement industry, which has its own unique challenges in chemistry and mineralogy. So it's a wide variety of things. And to go into a little bit more detail, you know, some of the things that I'm involved with have to do with basically the whole range of minerals, anything that can affect the quality of the rock that we mine, if it's zeolites or, you know, I also get the opportunity to do some rock hounding. So we've got what I believe is heulandite, and then this is pectolite that we find in some of our quarries and things like that. So, and then pozzolan, which you may not be familiar with, is really just a generic or a generic term for a cementitious material that we can use as a substitute in the cement industry. I'll go through that in just a second, but you know, one of the things that specifically in aggregates, some of the areas of focus that geoscientists can focus on are exploration of new resources. You can do that either in-house in a company or as a consultant. There's geotechnical engineering, from mine planning to reserve analysis, and then also looking at mass wasting and hazard assessment. And then really what I've been more involved with has to do with quality control, and that's namely assessing our quarries and the reserves that we have for any deleterious minerals that would affect the overall integrity of the products that we're producing. So things like sulfides and something called an alkali silica reaction are something that can affect concrete over the long term by reactions that happen between iron sulfides or again, alkali or silica that create expansion of the matrix within the concrete, which can result in cracking like you see there in the photo there. I've also been involved in just assessing how much mica and silica is included in a rock. Mica in particular can be harmful to asphalt concrete or asphalt cement because the cement actually doesn't stick to the platy surfaces of mica. And so if you have too much mica, it can ruin the quality or the integrity, the long-term integrity of your asphalt. So things like that. And then most recently, I'm actually getting involved in sort of geology related to climate. That has to do with the pozzolan that I mentioned earlier. As you may know, the cement manufacturing involves essentially pure limestone, which basically you put crushed limestone into a kiln and you drive off some of the carbon dioxide, which obviously is a greenhouse gas. So if you can find substitutes that still can retain the strength of concrete but reduce your carbon dioxide footprint, then that's a valuable addition. And so pozzolan is one of those chemicals that can do that. And really it's a mixture of chemicals. It's you can find it in volcanic or marine sediments. And so my current job is looking at and evaluating some of those deposits to see if they're going to work for the cement industry. So it's very engaging. It's a lot of fun, and there's like I said, my job has touched on almost every one of these, and you know, which creates, it forces me to keep fresh, to renew my learning, and you know, expands my horizon. So that's something I really enjoy. So you know, also when I was reflecting about this and sort of what, you know, the role that geoscience plays in the world, you know, rocks and minerals are part of life, everyday life, from your toothpaste to the foundation in your house, and everything in between. You know, we have a unique set of knowledge, you know, starting with our high school and then undergraduate careers. We understand sort of how the biological and physical systems of the earth operate. And so we have a unique insight into how humans can impact those cycles, or vice versa. And keeping consistent with the Mineralogical Society of America's, you know, one of the core values is to educate. And I think it's something that I try to integrate into my daily jobs, either my colleagues or other. I also get involved with regulators and legislators and letting them understand sort of a different perspective on some of this stuff. So teaching the science can be difficult, and so I think it's a good opportunity to do that as much as possible. And if I had any advice to anybody, I guess I would add just these two things. One is just keep your knowledge fresh and stay curious. Just keep your doors open and look for new opportunities, and enjoy the science, enjoy the you know, the role it plays in society. I think it's really important and a lot of fun. And then also stay connected with the students that you're with right now, with your advisors and teachers, with colleagues and mentors. Try not to burn bridges, and enjoy the contacts, because they can bear fruit later on in life, and you know, in your future career. So with that, I would open it up for questions, and I don't know, Anne, if you have any questions that we want to add here, or if there's anything I can expand on.
Yeah, I would ask you, what do you enjoy most about your job? You seem to enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the variability, and also the education part of it. I really enjoy, you know, when like right now I'm in a position where the operating companies of CRH may have a situation that they're not familiar with, or there was maybe a contamination issue that came up, or you know, there might be somebody that's concerned about some of the qualities of rock or something like that. And so I have the opportunity to go out there, to assess, to look at, you know, what the potential issue is, and hopefully come to some sort of resolution. There's that problem solving and detective work that I really enjoy as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Would you tell students that there are a lot of opportunities in these fields?
Yes, I think so, and I think it's growing. Like I said, you know, the most recent addition to my portfolio is looking at you know, issues related to climate change, and how my company's footprint can be reduced. And so I think there's great interest in that, and there's a lot of opportunities as you look at the types of innovation that's going to be, that's going to be required for all of us. Things like carbon storage and sequestration. Those are all aspects that have some geoscience related to it. And I think that because mining is part of our society, aggregates will always need more aggregates as we build new roads and new bridges and new buildings. That's something that we'll always have, and that does require some sort of geoscience background.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. This is absolutely perfect. It's what we wanted to hear. And
Great.
yeah, I really appreciate it. So
Yeah, and
enjoy your Minerals Day.
yeah, thank you very much. You too. And I will offer if anybody does get in contact with you or needs to ask some questions, by all means, send them my way. That'd be great.
I will definitely do that. Thanks so
All
much.
right.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.